If you're running an SMMA agency, do not be like this guy. Hi guys, it's Uncle Jimmy here with another video. For those who don't know who I am, I run a 7-figure digital marketing agency. All my credentials are on the internet. My agency is called My Longo. Go check it up. That's actually the theme of this video. Go check that up. I am also a coach over at Easy Grow, Charlie Morgan's course, and I've been coaching there for several months, teaching people how to deliver SMMA as a service. And I also do consulting. I have a Google Ads course, etc., etc. But this is actually the theme of today's video here. So I got a comment in our YouTube section of one of the videos I made just recently, and it stuck with me. And I thought I could reply back to this guy and help him. But actually the best way that I can provide back to the SMMA community is to actually create a video about this and talk about why this thought process and this mindset will really have a detrimental effect on your success as not only an agency owner, but just someone in the business world. So let me read this comment out to you. So the comment essentially goes, "Hey, clicked on the video because I'm a young agency owner myself. I'm trying to help you by giving you some feedback because I can see you're trying to help the agency community. Thank you for that. I really am. Really help the video. The advice on getting business owners to talk about themselves on a call rather than talking yourself, especially when you're starting out, is great advice. Even though I try not to judge people based on their appearance, I couldn't help but notice how the wife beater type top and wearing a hat inside takes away from your credibility. I've looked at the video I would have looked at the video in a totally different way if you were dressed nicer with a professional background." Okay. I will say that I am actually very impressed by this, guys. It takes a lot of balls to be this self-reflective and to be honest about being judgmental. Not many people are honest about that stuff. So I have a lot of respect for this gentleman for actually posting this, and you can see the spirit it's intended. This isn't a bashing video, but if we can't learn from other people, then we're never going to succeed. So there's a lot we can learn from this comment and how it's going to affect you as an agency owner if you have this mindset. So the first bit is really nice. Thank you so much for that. Let's talk about judging people based on their appearance, because if you do that as a business owner or an agency owner, then you will fail. So let me start by saying this. Some of the richest people I have ever met do not give a shit what they look like. And that's a bad thing in itself. I think this gentleman has a point, but people are judging you, but they're at the point where they don't care if they're judged. The thing is, when you have the money, the resources, and the energy, you don't care about the validation. So look at me, for example, right? I don't care about the validation. I've validated myself through hard work, and I've validated myself through an agency that is successful. So I don't need to give a persona or create a perception of something that to impress other people, because quite frankly, I don't care if other people think I'm rich or poor. It doesn't affect my bank balance. And if you just go around judging people based on appearances and making decisions based on that, look, we all judge people based on appearances. I'm the worst for it. I'll walk and go, "Look at that dude, man. Why is he wearing no shoes walking through the shops?" Does that change my actions based on that judgment? So I learned from very early that judging people by their cover is just a way of missing out on money, quite frankly. And it's also just a way of missing out on really good advice, because those people generally have the best advice to give because they don't have any ulterior motives. If they give you advice, it's because the advice is solid and it comes from a point of take it or leave it. I don't care. I don't have an agenda. I'm just trying to give you advice. So if you go through life and if you run through your agency, judging your potential clients based on what they look like, judging potential mentors and judging potential people that can help you based on what they look like and how they dress, then I guarantee you're going to miss out on key critical information that could really help you succeed as an agency owner. And you're going to miss out on key clients that could really change your agency. So it's a bad habit to get into, judging people's appearances and judging their credibility based on that. Because the flip side of that is there's a saying in agriculture that farmer with the biggest hat has the smallest farm, because they're trying to impress people by having a big old hat, big farmer's hat, and driving a nice ute and things like that, trying to impress others. So generally those people are trying to portray something that they're not. But the farmers that have just a ball cap on and are just driving around in any old ute on the farm generally have the biggest farm because they've got too much to do to worry about what people think of them. And that goes the same on this space. And I know you're young and I know you're just getting into the space and you're learning the ropes, but if you get stuck into people that have nice backgrounds and dress up in a suit and tie and then blurt out a heap of information, I'm not saying it's everyone, but a lot of those people are putting on an act because they're trying to look like something they actually aren't. Like the single best bit of advice I can give anyone is you want to take everyone's information in as if it's super valuable and then do your research afterwards. So when I talk about stuff on this channel or people talk about stuff and they may be a bit scruffy and they wear a hat inside or a wife beater, close your eyes, take the information in the spirit it's intended based on what they're saying, and then go and look at their actual credentials. If the thing is, right, and this is something I'm very proud of, is that you can go and Google me, you can go and Google my online guy. I've got years and years of history of me running an agency and running a successful one. Do a lot of these fake gurus on the internet that sell you SMMA, do they have that? Even though they wear a suit and a tie and they have a nice background? Go and Google them. Go and see and go and do your own research. But Dennis, if I can give you one bit of advice, and anyone that's watching this, don't judge a book by its cover. All I can say is that even though I wear a singlet, you mentioned yourself, the information is solid. And now the packaging may not be perfect for this demographic. Regardless of that, a lot of people do that because they don't actually give a shit what people think. People that watch these videos, if they judge me based on that, they don't affect what goes into my bank account. And you need to think like that. And so I'm going to end on this because I think it's pretty important to end on. What you project out into the market is what's projected on you. So if you project that and you're judging people based on appearance and you're making decisions and of credibility and things like that based on appearance, then people are going to do it to you because your actions and the way you dress and everything like that are going to be reflected back on you when others are looking at you and judging you. So I think it's important to aspire to dress and be like something, but you get to the point and you get to the age where it actually doesn't matter. If you deal with business owners in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, none of them give a crap whether you are wearing a wife beater or not. Now, would you wear a wife beater to a serious business meeting? No, there's a time and place for this stuff. But this is YouTube. There's people on here wearing bikinis. There's people on here that are screaming on something. Don't judge books by its cover. Take the advice that people are giving and disseminate it, do your research, and decide whether you want to listen to that person based on the advice they're giving. The advice is either going to be good or bad, and it's got to be good if the research is done and they've got the credentials to give that advice. It's going to be bad if they are telling you a whole bunch of stuff and they are trying to give an appearance or put on an act to make you believe what they're saying without any substance. Like I said, I really appreciate you making this comment because it takes a lot of balls, and I appreciate the spirit it's intended. And one of the things that I pride myself on is I take advice wherever it comes. So I'm not wearing a hat. That is good advice. Why was I wearing a hat inside? It's because I'm conscious of my hairline. That is why I'm wearing a hat, if I'm being completely honest. Does that mean that it pulls away from my credibility? I don't think so, but I could see why it would be distracting to you. Yeah, thank you so much for the advice. But guys, my advice to you all is to don't judge a book by its cover. It can be really bad. It can really be detrimental to your success as an agency owner.